This whole area, this whole open area of the Shomron is waiting for the Jewish nation to return home to the land of Israel. The stones, the mountains are calling out to all the Jews, come home. We want you to be living here on our mountains, on our valleys, on our stones. We want you to be creative. We want you to build the land of Israel and to bring the word of God out to the entire world. They are Arab settlements in essence. You can see a lot of the buildings are, I don't know if you can really see from this far, but a lot of them are uninhabited. They're doing it for political reasons. They're building in order just to grab as much land as possible, thinking that this is their land and they're going to, grab as much as possible. We obviously know that that's not true. This is our land. God gave this land to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, our forefathers, and to us. And we are building as quick as possible and as efficiently as possible. And we want as many Jews to come and settle the land as possible, because that today is the war that we are waging. And our goal is to bring the word of God from Israel, from the land of Zion, to the entire world, to all the nations, to all the languages. And that's what we're doing here on Har Bracha, the mountain of blessing. Now we're going to walk over here, and I'm going to show you from the other side is the community of Har Bracha. Here you see on the mountain. We are today close to 400 families, over 1,000 children. This is Har Bracha. This is the land of Israel. As we know, as we were taught by our holy sages, there are 613 commandments in the Torah, in the Bible. And if you put 612 commandments on a scale and one commandment on the other side, the scales would be equal. They would be even. That one commandment that is equal to all of the other commandments is settling the land of Israel. It is that weighty, it is that important. Therefore, we're hoping and we're doing our best to expand Har Bracha into a city. And we actually have the plans to become a city. The government is already planning the roads and the parks and everything to turn this Har Bracha, this whole area, into a city of 20,000 residents. And then there will be no question of expelling Jews from their homes, God forbid. So we are trying our best. It's not an easy struggle. It's a very difficult battle. But anybody who can help us in any way, either by coming here and living here, or by supporting us financially, or supporting us morally, speaking to your government representatives and telling them the importance of Judea and Samaria. The land of Israel entirely belongs to the Jewish nation. Show you something. I'd like to show you the community of Har Bracha from a distance. You see a lot of new buildings. First and foremost, in the center, we're looking at 2 elementary schools that were built for the hundreds of children here on Har Bracha, where Rabbi Melamed, who is the rabbi of the community, his philosophy is that not only do the children need a strong basis in Torah, but they also need a strong basis in secular wisdom. Because Rabbi Melamed believes that in order for us to be a true light to the entire world, we have to be able to speak their language, and we have to understand how the world works. To the left are a group of 6 new buildings that the community itself has built. All of the apartments are full, or sold at least. It's beautiful, five-story buildings with elevators, which is something not so common here in Judea and Samaria right now. Unfortunately, people tend to build one-level houses on the ground, but Rabbi Melamed's philosophy is that we have to settle as many Jews here as possible and as efficiently as possible. Therefore, we have to start building higher apartment buildings in order to have more and more people living here. the blessing of God is not only a spiritual blessing, it's also a physical blessing, as it says in the Torah. When we say Shema, when we say, Hear, O Israel, the Lord is one, God is one, and then the blessings are that there will be rain, and that there will be harvest, and that there will be grain, and all of these things are physical blessings of God. And that's today, our blessing is to have a strong economy, and for the state of Israel to grow and to build itself. All of the communities here in Judea and Samaria were started by one elderly rabbi in Jerusalem, Rabbi Tzvi Yehuda HaKohen Kook, who, after the Six-Day War, in his tremendous wisdom and understanding of Jewish history and the destiny of the Jewish nation, told his students in the yeshiva that it was time to close their Gemaras, to close their Talmud, their books that they had been studying, and go out and settle the land of Israel. And his students were very loyal and very faithful to their rabbi, and they listened to him, they closed their books, and they went out, each one to a different area of Judea and Samaria. Rabbi Levinger went to Hebron, Rabbi Melamed went to Beit El, a different rabbi went to Shiloh, another rabbi went to Kidumim, and all of the communities in Judea and Samaria started with the students of Rabbi Kook, and they were all basically built around the yeshiva. Because we know that in the Bible, when Jacob comes down to Egypt, one of the first things he tells Yehuda, is to start the Beit Midrash, to start the learning hall, to start the Torah center, where Jews are constantly learning about the ways of God. That's what Rabbi Kook told his students. Go out, settle the land, start yeshivas, and all of the communities in Judea and Samaria, including Har Bracha, were started around yeshivas and students of Rabbi Kook. Yeshiva, this is the nucleus of Har Bracha. Right now the boys are on break, so there aren't too many here, but usually it's filled, packed with boys learning Torah. You see all the books on their desks. This is all the knowledge and wisdom of Jewish rabbis throughout the generations. That no matter where you are in life, no matter if you're going shopping for food, if you're at work, if you're with your family, if with your friends, if you're out on a tiyul, if you're out on a tour, whatever it is, vacation, always search for that spark of God, that spark of holiness, and from that, continue the blessings onto your entire life. One of Rabbi Melamed's philosophies is also to have solar panels on all of the buildings here. You can see on the top of, that's my house over there on the corner, we've put solar panels on our house, and a lot of the people here have. and there were so many children who needed to continue to be healthy, and they decided that they would open up a central health center here in Har Bracha. Schools. Shalom! These houses here were actually one floor, but at one point when I think it was the Bush or the Obama or you name it, whatever government, US government said that we had to put a freeze on building in Judea and Samaria, that God forbid Jews should build houses. So Rabbi Melamed said, well, we cannot continue living in these one floor houses. We have to start building and reaching for the skies. So Rabbi Melamed gave the order, and people, as you can see, these were the original houses, and this is what happened after Rabbi Melamed said for people to build a second floor. We're here now in the restaurant of my neighbor, Nir Levi, who was the first Jew actually to plant a vineyard here in the Shomron, here in Har Bracha, and he has really seen the blessing of God in his work. He's won a number of awards for his wine, his Har Bracha wines. Joseph, because we're in the inheritance of Joseph, he named one of his wines after Joseph. There's the Bracha blend, the Highlander, all different beautiful tastes of the grapes that are grown here on the Mountain of Blessing, and you can really taste the blessing in the wine. And he opened up a beautiful restaurant here, which he hosts groups that come from all over the world, and in Israel also, and members of Knesset, and ministers, movie stars, you name it. Everybody's been to Har Bracha. Beautiful view here on the edge of Har Bracha, and we see in the distance Itamar, the community. Here we'll be tasting the Joseph Har Bracha wine, l'chaim, to life, to blessings. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei pri hagafen.
Amen.
Wow. What a tremendous wine. A true blessing. In the distance, we can see Ilan Moreh, which was one of the first Jewish communities built in Judea and Samaria. You can see Mount Hermon. This over here is Har Eval. This is the adjacent mountain to Har Grizim, Mount Grizim, Har Eval, and down below in the valley is the city of Shechem, what the Arabs call Nablus. And that's where the ceremony of the blessings and curses occurred when the Jewish nation came into the land with Joshua for the first time.
Everybody come here for a second.
This is Shechem.
Yes,
Now you have to zoom into this area.
Line up over here.
1 second. 1 second. Right, Grega, that's Keber Yosef. Right.
Come, Shai, you'll stand in front of me. Shai, you'll stand in front of me. Shai.
Joseph.
Shai, come, you'll stand in front of me.
מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית את עבדך. קטונתי מכל החסדים ומכל האמת אשר עשית